All right, so I'm standing here today with Conor Neil. You remember, I think, for fuck's sakes, listen to this. You start recording a video, and at that very moment, this happens. All right, so welcome to Frankfurt. I'm standing here next to Conor Neil.
Exactly, Rich.
Conor, you remember way back when, I think in the second video I made about snowboarding, I linked to Conor. We met in Washington, DC in December, and I met with Conor, and he inspired me a lot. And here we are now in Frankfurt, and I heard a story that he was telling the other day that so blew me away that I had to have him share it with you. So Conor, let's talk pottery.
Well, firstly, before we go into pottery, there's a EO speaker, Jack Daly, and he has a sentence that for me captures the whole idea. You're either practicing in private or practicing in public. Most people practice in public. Most people stand up in front of an audience, and it's the first time they've ever put that string of words together. And it's an amazing, lucky event when those set of words actually connect to the audience. So what I was sharing with you the other day was a story of a teacher in America, a teacher who was teaching pottery, hands-on play, making pots, that spinning wheel. And she'd been teaching for enough years that she was starting to get bored of the material. So to give a bit of interest, she decided one year to half the class a new way of giving a grade. She said to half the class, I'll give you a grade on the most finished piece, one most finished piece. But to the other half of the class, she said, this is a weighing scales. At the end of this year, we're going to put everything you've created on top of the weighing scale. And the person who's created the most kilograms of pots is going to get the highest grade. So if you imagine the first group, one finished piece. They went to coffee shops, they went to galleries, they read books about pottery. But the first time, for most of them, their hands touched clay and they went down to the workshop. It was 2 weeks before the end of the course. If you imagine you're in the group, the students that are measured on total weight of pots, they went straight down to that workshop day one, hands onto clay, 5 different pots. If they went with their kid out for a walk and they saw an elephant in the zoo, they went and made an elephant pot because that's going to be heavy. Day after day after day, 5 pots, hands on clay, day after day after day. At the very end of the year, when it came time to look at the pots, all of the best pots had been made by the group measured on the weight of pots, the sheer weight of pots. And I think what I was teaching in Leadership Academy, one of the things I try to push into you and inculcate into all of the people is to get better at speaking well, switch on a camera 3 minutes each day and just say something. Talk about your company, talk about yourself, who are you? Talk about a value that your company represents, talk about what freedom is, talk about anything. If you hear a good speaker, copy a story. If you want to explain something, give it a try. But just switch a camera on day after day after day.
So that's the thing, people are often coming up to me and saying to me, why don't you work on your sound or work on your video, and why don't you shoot in places that are less noisy? And the truth of the matter is, I'm not actually trying to make great videos. I'm trying to get great at making them. And I think that we spend too much time trying to make great and not enough time trying to get great at making. And we need to flip that on top of it. And the way to do that is to put up with the fact that these guys are having a conversation here and this kid is playing soccer over there. And this is all important. We're not going for perfect. We're going for more. We're trying to make more and more and more things. And I hope the end result is, if you come back a year from now and you look at my videos, I hope you'll think that I've improved and I've got better. But right now, I'm just trying to get busy making things. And that's my challenge to you right now, is what are you putting off doing? People always say to me, I don't want to have kids because we don't have enough money. You'll never have enough money to have kids. Just pump the little bastards out, teach them how to play soccer, and you'll get by. But there's so much you're putting off. I'm not going to start my business now because I don't have the perfect idea. I'm not going to go to my boss with this idea because it's not fully formed. Go to your boss with 100 ideas. And I promise you, by the time you get taken seriously after idea number 10, the other person who's sitting waiting for the first idea to be perfect will still be thinking about it. You actually have to pull the trigger many, many, many times. That's what we're doing. That's what got Conor, my good friend here, to 50,000 subscribers. And that's why I'm just copying the fact of what he does, because obscurity is charming, but really not that much fun. So hopefully we get this right. I'm going to keep making these videos. I hope you keep watching them.
To finish, there's an important lesson I heard on a Tim Ferriss podcast last week. Stand-up comedian. He said the worst thing that can happen to a human being, exposure before you're good. You want to do the work of getting good in private, in small, having very few subscribers.
What about practicing in public? I love the idea that what he's saying is I'm really not good now, so get it out the way. But I agree. You want to get your practice in.
I'm speaking to them out there. You know, your videos deserve millions and millions of viewers.
But the point is so valid that that we actually just have to put it out there, learn, rough off the edges, sandpaper all the edges when obscurity's in there. And it'll be something very, very nice to look at from there. Conor, thanks so much, fella. Love it. Peace. Before you go, 3 little things. I want this to be a dialogue, not a monologue, so please feel free to leave some comments below. Let's create a conversation around this thing, and let me know what you want me to talk about next. Secondly, if there is stuff of value here, share it with your mates. Pick someone specific and send it to them. I want the word to spread. And number 3, if you want to see more of this, I'll be creating new content every Monday. So whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, hit subscribe below. Let's keep this going. I think we're on something special here. What do you think? Huh? I miss you guys already. Love you.